It seems like the situation between young Miami and Diddy is much deeper than we thought. Recently, federal investigators uncovered some shocking details, alleging that Miami tried to tempt her friend JT into Diddy's controversial world. According to Little Rod's lawsuit, Miami was allegedly acting as a madam for Diddy, trying to recruit other women to work for him. It's wild to think that Miami would allegedly try to pull a move like this with JT, but now rumors are circulating that this could be the real reason behind the City Girls breakup. JT didn't want to get involved in anything that messy, leading people to wonder, was JT blacklisted because she refused to go along with it? Fans started noticing that something was off between JT and Miami early last year. The vibe between them wasn't the same, and it got even more suspicious when JT didn't attend Miami's birthday party or even acknowledge her on social media. People were left questioning what had happened between them. During an interview, KT dropped subtle hints that she wasn't feeling comfortable with Miami's situationship with Diddy. Initially, fans thought the fallout might have been due to jealousy. Miami's relationship with Diddy was opening doors that JT didn't have access to. Miami was spotted by Diddy's side at big events like the Met Gala, landed her own podcast on Diddy's Revolt TV, and even picked up a couple of BET Awards. Some fans speculated that Diddy may have even bought one of those awards for her. Diddy's influence was clearly boosting Miami's career, and fans began noticing the growing distance between the two. The tension escalated when JT started pulling away, and Miami began hinting that she was ready to stop being a city girl and focus on her relationship with Diddy. Miami even tweeted, "I don't even rap no more. I'm retired, y'all," which only added fuel to the rumors. Despite the tension, the duo released one final album together, Raw, but it was clear that their friendship wasn't the same. Miami was allegedly sneak dissing JT, and JT wasn't having it. She clapped back online, accusing Miami of playing dumb and enjoying watching her get dragged by fans. JT also suggested that Miami had tried to turn the public's love for her into a hate train. The album flopped, selling just 10,000 copies in its first week, and things only got worse when Diddy started facing multiple lawsuits. Fans began questioning Miami's possible involvement in his shady business deals. Eventually, Little Rod's lawsuit even named Miami, accusing her of helping Diddy. Things reached a boiling point when it was revealed that Miami allegedly tried to victimize JT by attempting to pimp her out to Diddy. This betrayal was the final straw, causing JT to cut Miami off once she found out what was really going on. When JT started distancing herself from young Miami, it only fueled rumors of tension between the two. Adding to the drama, Miami hinted that she was ready to stop being a city girl and focus on being Diddy's main girl. She even tweeted, "I don't even rap no more. I retired, y'all." Despite this, the duo released one last album called Raw, but things were already strained. Miami allegedly sneak dissed JT for weeks, and JT wasn't having it. She fired back, saying, "Oh, Miss Mama, this your last day playing dumb. I'd like a sit down, but leave Santa home." JT also accused Miami of enjoying watching her get dragged online, claiming Miami called it a hate train. The album flopped, selling only 10,000 copies in its first week, and things only got worse when Diddy started facing multiple lawsuits. Fans began side-eyeing Miami, linking her to Diddy's shady dealings. Even though there wasn't any solid proof at first, the rumors grew louder. Then Little Rod threw Miami's name into the mix in his lawsuit, claiming she allegedly helped Diddy with some of his business. Some fans called out JT for not supporting Miami during this tough time, pointing out how Miami had held it down for JT when she was in prison. However, when Miami was getting dragged for her association with Diddy, JT was nowhere to be found. But things took a darker turn when it was revealed that Miami allegedly tried to victimize JT by pimping her out to Diddy. Miami had been accused of working as a madam for Diddy, and according to the rumors, JT was one of the girls Miami tried to involve. Once JT found out, she cut Miami off for good. The court documents further alleged that young Miami was doing drugs with Diddy and helping him transport them, even delivering the drugs to him wherever he was, including on private jets. But the accusations didn't stop there. Miami was also accused of working as a sex worker for Diddy, reportedly receiving monthly payments for her services. It was alleged that Miami wasn't just recruiting women for Diddy, but also brought men into the fold. After these shocking revelations came to light, JT unfollowed Saucy Santana on social media. Reports suggest that JT cut ties with Santana because she discovered his involvement in Miami's alleged plan to recruit her for Diddy. Apparently, Santana and Miami have been sneaky about the situation, but once JT figured out what was going on, she distanced herself from both of them. It was clear that JT wasn't willing to be part of that lifestyle. From the sounds of it, JT was fortunate to escape unscathed, as other women didn't share her luck. Young Miami, however, seemed obsessed with Diddy, frequently bragging about their relationship and claiming it was real bad. She even talked about how they were destined to get married, insisting in an interview that people didn't know them well enough to understand their bond. So when Diddy was exposed, fans immediately viewed Miami as a willing participant rather than a victim. This perception was reinforced by her public threats toward Diddy's other woman, Gina H. During one of their messy social media confrontations, Miami tweeted, "You've been down bad ever since I came into the picture. You've been crying for a baby for 10 years. You're the same bee that eats pie and D when he feels like it. You're the same bee that was crying to Tasha K because you wanted a baby. Poor Sushi a munch." Additionally, court documents alleged that Miami was using drugs with Diddy and helping him transport them, delivering the substances to him wherever he was, including on private jets. The accusations didn't end there. Miami was also accused of acting as a sex worker for Diddy, reportedly receiving monthly payments for her services, and allegedly recruiting both women and men for him. Interestingly, after all this drama unfolded, JT unfollowed Saucy Santana, further distancing herself from the situation. Intro 4. JT cut ties with Saucy Santana after discovering his involvement in young Miami's alleged plan to recruit her for Diddy. It seems Santana and Miami had been sneaky about their intentions, but once JT figured it out, she distanced herself from both of them, clearly not wanting any part of that lifestyle. From the sounds of it, JT was lucky to escape unscathed, especially since other women weren't as fortunate. Meanwhile, young Miami appeared so obsessed with Diddy that she continued to flaunt their relationship, seemingly blind to the potential consequences. As we wrap up this deep dive into the shocking drama between JT, young Miami, and Diddy, it's clear that the situation is much more complex than it seemed on the surface. What started as rumors about tension between the city girls has spiraled into a full-blown controversy involving allegations of betrayal, manipulation, and questionable connections to Diddy's world. Let's start by reflecting on how the public perceived the friendship between JT and young Miami. For years, these two women stood side by side as the faces of the city girls, radiating sisterhood and unity. They survived personal challenges, with Miami holding down the fort while JT was in prison, and then reuniting with a renewed sense of purpose in their music career. But as we now know, things weren't as harmonious behind the scenes. The real turning point seems to have come when young Miami got involved with Diddy. At first, it appeared that her relationship with the music mogul was opening doors for her, attending high-profile events like the Met Gala, securing her own podcast on Diddy's Revolt TV, and even winning major awards. But what many didn't see was how JT might have felt during this time. Did JT feel left out, or was it something deeper? The bombshell revelations that Miami allegedly tried to recruit JT for Diddy add a whole new layer to this story. According to court documents and the rumors swirling around, Miami wasn't just romantically involved with Diddy. She was also allegedly working for him in a much darker capacity, recruiting other women, and being involved in questionable activities. This may have been the final straw for JT. What's particularly telling is JT's silence during this period. Fans noticed that she wasn't showing up to support Miami as she once did. No birthday shout-outs, no public appearances together, and no defense when Miami started facing backlash over her connection to Diddy. This is significant because Miami was incredibly loyal to JT during her incarceration, shouting "Free JT" every chance she got. So why wasn't JT returning the favor? Many believe that JT's distance from Miami was a conscious decision to protect herself. The allegations against Miami are severe, and if JT had gotten dragged into the same mess, her career and reputation could have been at risk. From what we know, JT cut ties with not only Miami, but also their mutual friend Saucy Santana after discovering that he may have been complicit in Miami's alleged plans to involve her in Diddy's circle. JT's decision to distance herself likely came as a painful yet necessary move to save her career and personal life from becoming entangled in Diddy's legal and personal issues. It's hard to blame her, considering how deep the allegations against Miami go. Between the accusations of drug involvement, sex work, and the recruitment of both women and men for Diddy, this is no ordinary drama. On the other hand, young Miami's obsession with Diddy seems to have clouded her judgment. She publicly bragged about their relationship, even suggesting they would end up getting married. While some fans believed Miami was a willing participant in Diddy's world, others started to see her as a victim of a much larger situation. The truth likely lies somewhere in between. Miami's public threats toward Diddy's other romantic interest, Gina, only added fuel to the fire, making her seem more invested in Diddy's lifestyle than most people realized. What does all this mean for the future of the City Girls? At this point, it seems unlikely that JT and young Miami will reconcile anytime soon. With JT distancing herself and focusing on her own path, the City Girls might have reached their breaking point. And while young Miami's future in the industry remains uncertain amid the lawsuits surrounding Diddy, JT appears to have escaped this scandal relatively unscathed. In conclusion, the situation between JT, young Miami, and Diddy is a tangled web of friendship, loyalty, and betrayal, with no easy answers. Whether or not the City Girls will survive this controversy remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: JT made a choice to protect herself from a scandal that could have destroyed her career. Meanwhile, young Miami's fate is still tied to Diddy's drama, and only time will tell how this story will unfold.